What's up, Savages? Hope everyone is doing well. Tonight we're going to be covering how to mine Aon using NVIDIA GPUs and HiveOS. And that's what we're going to be doing, but if you're watching this video and haven't subscribed yet, I honestly have no idea what you're waiting for. I try to go live pretty often, so I keep you guys entertained, I think. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and the bell and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm almost live every night, almost. I like to have some fun and talk crypto mining. And I've also started streaming on Saturdays as well around 3 p.m. sometimes. Maybe not every Saturday, but if you follow me on Twitter, you'll find out about what's going on the channel. So be sure to follow me over there, because it's important. I do the polls and I keep you guys informed of what's going on the channel. Plus I throw out a bunch of random crypto stuff. Sometimes it's about crypto. Most of the time it is, but whatever's on my mind, I put it over there. So keep that in mind also. I also like to start by showing you guys what I am currently mining. And at the moment, I am mining Beam on the rig that we're going to be using tonight, actually, the NVIDIA rig. And that rig looks like this as far as hardware goes. The other rig is still off. I just haven't got around to fixing up my power so that I can have them both on at the same time. But tonight's video was about NVIDIA, so I powered this one up and got it mining something. So last night and yesterday we used this rig down here. Also on simple mining, I've still got the two co-owned rigs that are still mining Conceal. I've been mining that for quite some time now, and that's what they're still doing, so no news over there. Let's take a quick look at the market. Good grief. I tweeted out earlier, and it was pretty accurate. BTC is just downright disrespectful. That's exactly what's happening right now. I mean, good grief. Okay, BTC, we got you. Looking good. All right, let's check out COINMARKETCAP. And, obviously about the same thing going on over here. But what we like to do here is look at the overall market cap. We've gained a lot, man. That's a lot. 48 billion in a really short amount of time. 82 billion volume. Dominance is just, I don't think, man, when was the last time it was at 60%? It has been a while. That is a huge amount of dominance right there. Wow. I know it's been teetering around 57 and 56, but 60, over 60, well over 60, that's crazy. All right, so let's look at some specific coins. Tonight we'll be looking at Aon anyway. We're going to be mining it, or trying to mine it on HiveOS and NVIDIA. But it's at 14 cents, kind of a bargain price in my opinion. Not financial advice or anything like that, but that's a very low value for Aon for this project. And I mean, you can see the volume is still pretty good. I mean, overall market cap is 45 million, so it's, I don't know, got some room to grow there as far as that. Their all-time high is like $10 and something, so, and that was back in 2017. So keep that in mind as well. Next one we'll look at is Raven, down just a tad, hanging around that 6 cent mark for sure. Raven has some stuff coming up. I would keep an eye on them. They've got some good stuff coming pretty soon. Swap is down 15%. They had a couple really good days. I want to say that they started the week at 7 cents, or about a week ago they were at 7 cents. So they're still up, a little bit of profit taking maybe. Not a lot of volume or anything like that. It's a micro cap, I think is what they're called. So not a very, doesn't have a lot of market cap in there. Let's look at Zcash. Zcash hanging around that 8 cent mark. Conceal, CCX, hanging around 13 cents. This is another micro cap, I believe, is what they're called. 500,000. Let's look at Veil. Veil's up good. 15%, not bad. Yeah, and if you look at the, like, to me, if I look at this chart and how flat it is over all this way, and then this little pop-up, I don't, that's, to me, just, I'm an idiot on charts and stuff like that, but to me, that looks like, a little bit of opportunity right here. So, again, though, not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm just some dude on the internet, man. All right, let's look at Loki. Down 10%. Man, they're getting hammered. Okay. Like to see them moving up. Look at Nimic. Up just a tad. Then we'll go EtherGem, EGM. I think they've been having a pretty good day. Yeah, 15%, 16%. Not bad. And then Bitcash. Up a little bit. Alright, so basically that's just running through my top 10, right? The ones that we have, or that I've determined that are on my top 10 list, basically, and that's what I'm going to cover in most videos. I'm going to talk about these projects in most videos and things like that. So right now we're kind of on a Aon kick this week. Let me check the chat, see what's going on over here. What is up, Yashnik? What's up, Sonia? What's up, Chan Coin? Jack in the Box. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Bitcoin mining rig, Sonia. What have you got going over there? Let me know. All right, so we are going to start at the beginning like we normally do. We're going to have each show be basically a standalone how to mine show. So let's get going. The coin that we're going to be mining is AION. The ticker is AION as well. The algorithm is Equihash 2109. And just a little bit more about AION. Yeah, AION uses the Equihash 2109 algo, like I'm showing you right here. And we're going to get to that in a minute, like where you can find that out at real quick. Equihash is a memory hard algorithm that makes it somewhat ASIC resistant. Although, like I discussed last night, basically anything can be ASIC'd, right? Any algo could be ASIC'd. It just depends on how much profitability there is and whether or not it makes sense for the manufacturers to actually do the research and development and actually create the chips and all that stuff. So Aon makes it tough because their version of Equihash 2109 is a little bit more complex than most, so the computational difficulty is higher and it makes it even more ASIC resistant, is a simple way to look at it. And Equihash uses two parameters, two integers, N and K. You'll see that sometimes if you're looking into Equihash or a coin that uses Equihash algorithm. Basically, N is the width in bits, and K is the number of levels or computations that a calculation takes. So whenever you're looking at those two numbers, that's what it means. Just look at it as basically the width in bits and the number of calculations. Is a simple, I mean, that's overly simplified because Equihash is super complex, but overly simplified, that's basically what you're looking at there. And in addition to those two parameters, the N and the K, you also have a personalization string. And in the case of Aon, it is Aon 0POW. It looks just like that. That is the personalization string for Aon. And it usually is a switch or a parameter that looks like that. In most miners use it like that. The mining software, the mining parameters, I guess you could say. And that ensures that the computations that are submitted to the pool are actually Aon, proof of work. So it's kind of like a layer of security in a way, because it says, okay, this is for Aon, this computation is for Aon and nothing else. So it adds a little layer of security. All right, so let's look at how we would get the pool and the port. what I like to do is head over to, let me get this back on Aon because we're going to need that in a minute. I like to head over to miningpoolstats.stream and go to search for the coin that you're looking at. In this case, it's Aon. Click on Aon right there, and it brings up all the pools that are on miningpoolstats.stream at the moment. And you got, basically your list here. And then what I like about miningpoolstats.stream is you've got Aon links down here, so we're going to document some of this stuff, and all of them are right here, so it makes it really fast. So and this spreadsheet is just something that I used in previous random coin mining shows where we document the things that we need to actually mine a coin. So that is basically what this spreadsheet is for. So we're going to go to AionPool.tech. I understand that it's got 54%, and we probably should spread it out a little bit because you don't want to centralize your hash power. But for the episode, for this show, we're going to use AionPool.tech, and this is what their website looks like, the front page here, the dashboard. We'll get into this in a little bit. Once we start mining, we're going to actually come back to this and look. But the first place that you would go is connect. Usually you're going to go to connect, and in our case we have a 6 GPU rig, NVIDIA rig. Looks like this. I kind of already showed you the hardware for it, but this is another example. And because of that, it says normal miner 3 GPU plus rigs, right? So we're going to use this stratum URL right here, cluster.aionpool.tech, and what this does is this is the server URL basically, and not basically, it is. And what this does is this is a failover URL. So if what it'll do is it'll attach to the closest one to you, and then if that one fails, it'll fail over to the next one, right? So you can have a little bit of a failover if you use this address right here. So just keep that in mind. That's what we're going to be using. And then as far as the port goes, we're going to use 3333 because, like I said, we've got a 6 GPU rig, and that makes sense based on what I'm seeing right here. And then they also have some information down here, a little bit more about the miner configuration and things like that. So if you are mining, especially if you're mining on Windows and not HiveOS or Simple Mining that kind of do a little bit of the work for you, then this is a good place to go to get your actual miner configuration string with how it has to be configured for it to work. So we're going to drop this into here, pull in the port. Remember, it's 3333. And then we're going to go back out and get our values and just some other, all this stuff right here, this grayed out info here is just nice to have. It's not really required or anything, but it's good to document things like that whenever you're looking at a project, right? So you kind of want to know what's going on overall, and it's also good for just documentation purposes, right? So we'll grab this value here. I don't think it's changed too much since yesterday. 2% almost. Market cap was 45 million. Pretty big market cap. And then the rank, COINMARKETCAP rank, was 135. Man, I think that's exactly where it was yesterday. It might have been 136 yesterday. And then what to mine? I believe we can get to that from miningpoolstats.stream. Yeah, right here. So you got what to mine. So just right click, open in a new tab, and then we can get that information pretty quick. So I'll leave this up as well because we'll come back to this and do some calculations as well. Throw that over here. And then the Bitcoin Talk announcement thread. Let me see if, Yashnik, tell me real quick in the chat if that, I think I sent you the link in Discord to make sure if it was the right one. Let me know if that's the right one or not. I think it is. Yeah, so I want to say, let's go over here and just see, because the problem is, you see, in miningpoolstats.stream, it is not listed here as far as their announcement thread. So I believe, I think I did actually find it last night, and I just didn't realize it, because I think it's kind of abandoned in a way. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's being used very much, and that's fine for me. But I don't have a problem with that. Just don't remember. It's definitely not that one. Is it actually on page 2 here? No. Let me bring up Discord real quick, because I did send Yashnik the link. Let me get it. Hopefully my machine doesn't crash. Firing up all these extra apps and stuff. Yeah, I know. Brandon's down pretty hard. No internet or anything. That is not good for him. He'll be back, I'm sure, though. Alright, so that's not even coming up either. Keep going to the same one. This is it. I'm pretty sure that this is it. Yashnik, let me know if this is right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you got the link there. Yeah, all right, cool. So that is it. And the reason that it's a little bit, a little bit weird is that normally, your announcement thread looks pretty snazzy, right? But I don't think that they, like I said, it's just not something that they're even worried about at this point. It appears, anyway. So we'll put this in there. That's the date of the announcement. Sorry that took a little bit of time there, but I did want to get it right. Come on. Don't do that. Alright, then we can go to their website, which is aon.network. And you can get that through the miningpoolstats.stream as well. It's right here. Right there. So, yeah, you can do that over there as well. Where's this thing at? Here we go. And then mining help website. They've done a pretty good job with this. I would say that I think Yashnik has something to do with it as far as the resources and things like that. I think it's under their docs, but I'll just paste the link here. Yeah, so if you go to, I believe it's docs, and then, so if you go to developers and then mining, and then down here at the bottom, it says extra and then mining. And then you have, I'll zoom up on that real quick. And then you have external resources. I mean, all of this is good information, but external resources is pretty precise with what's going on over there. It walks you through, a lot of the stuff that's available for mining Aon. So that is good info over there. And again, I think that Yashnik had something to do with that, with this page here. All right, so that is the mining help. Let me grab that URL there. I'll put that one into the description of this video as well. And then tonight's wallet method is going to be desktop wallet. And it looks like this. Let me go over here and unlock this bad boy. And we've got a mining address right here that I created. You can just click add account and you can name it whatever you want, and it'll just create another receiving address for you. In this case, I'm going to grab this one right here because that's one I created for mining. Alright, we'll throw that in here. And then tonight we are going to be looking at NVIDIA, which for NVIDIA, you got a couple of choices. You can use EWBF, Gminer. I think that Gminer is probably better as far as hash rate goes. So that's the one we're going to use. And then we'll come back to overclocks and miner options and stuff like that. So at this point, you basically have, with these items up here and this right here, you basically have everything you need to start mining. So now let's head over to HiveOS. I don't think I deleted those other ones out of here, so we'll have to give this one a date, but that's okay. Let's see here. Make sure I'm covering everything. Got some notes over here. I think that right now the block rewards, as far as mining specific info, the block rewards are like 1.51, I believe. I think you can get that off of somewhere over here. Yeah, right here. So I think that's probably accurate. Something else that's cool before we get going on the mining is out of the wallet here, if you click on the logo over here, it actually takes you out to the Aon Dashboard, which is kind of neat because, I mean, it's a lot of information, but it basically is, analyzing the blockchain, and you can do all kinds of really cool stuff from here. I was playing around with it last night. If you click on analytics, and you can look at network difficulty to kind of see if it's a good time to start mining. And as you can see, I would say that, yeah, it's probably a pretty good time to start mining because the difficulty is lower, right? And then you also have, let's see, what was the other one? Hash power. I mean, there's all kinds of different things in here, but, again, this kind of goes along with the difficulty. So it's just kind of cool. You can get to there, and this is, on their website. It's not just from the wallet, but that little logo right here actually takes you to the dashboard, which I thought was kind of cool. So I figured I would show you that real quick. All right, so let's head back over to HiveOS. Let me get back on their website or something here. Go to HiveOS, and then we're going to do a new wallet. I already have, like I said, I already have probably a couple in here for Aon, but we'll do new, add wallet, type in the coin ticker, Aon. We'll go and grab the address, which was the desktop wallet this time, remember. Last night we used the Coinomi wallet for AMD. And then for the name, we'll go Aon YouTube 25 June 2019. Just so we can, pick the right one. Because I'm going to have multiple ones in there. So then we're going to click create, and that just creates a wallet. Probably down here at the bottom. Yeah, right here. And it just has the address, and this is used inside of HiveOS as a variable, right? The %wal% variable will reference this particular wallet if you tell it to, right? So depending on how you set up your flight sheet. So then we'll go over to flight sheets. We're going to type in Aon for the coin ticker again. And because you chose it here, it's going to list your wallets that you have for Aon in here. And in this case, we're going to choose Aon YouTube 25 June, the one that we just created. And then for the pool, we're going to select Aon Pool, and that is AionPool.tech. I suppose that they can't put the extension on there, the .tech, for probably reasons of syntax and things like that. It might interfere if they try to put a tag in there, or a dot, an extension or whatever you want to call it. But because it's already in HiveOS, then whenever we select that, it's going to have some information for us already, right? We talked about this a little bit last night. And we know that we're going to use the cluster.aionpool.tech and 3333. So we'll hit that, turn that one on, and then click apply. Then for the miner, because it's already set up in HiveOS and it had a pool available, it's going to select some of the miners for us that it thinks we should use, basically, is how to look at it. So we're going to click the down arrow. We know that we're going to be using NVIDIA rigs tonight, or an NVIDIA GPU tonight. So we'll choose Gminer. You can see right here it's for NVIDIA. Wait a minute, let me get my cameras off. So you can see right here it is for NVIDIA. And you can also use EWBF. It says LOL miner for NVIDIA too. I suppose you could use it, but I don't think that it's very efficient on NVIDIA. I could be wrong, but I don't use it on NVIDIA. So I like Gminer for NVIDIA. So you click Gminer, then set up miner config, and all this stuff is pretty much set up for you. And remember last night I was talking about how LOL miner has that one option. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. I was actually wrong. I don't think that what I was saying was 100% accurate. So LOL miner, I just chose the different one. I'm going to click set up miner config. This right here is actually the coin variable of the miner options for LOL miner, and I guess that for whatever reason it does not need or use that personalization string. I don't know how or why, the tech behind it, but that is apparently the case, and I can kind of show you. Maybe I'll show you that in a few minutes. I'll show you where I discovered that at to kind of explain it. So this does not. Last night I was saying that this sets your personalization string, but that's not what it does. It just sets the coin, which might be enough for LOL miner to provide to the pool to say, hey, I'm mining Aon, right? And it probably is, and that's probably what LOL miner actually does. But this is the coin parameter for the miner options. So I'm going to click cancel there. I'm going to go back over here and choose Gminer because that's what we want to use. And you can see right here that personalization string, argument, parameter, whatever you want to call it. And then pretty much everything else is set up for you. And then you can just click apply changes. And then we're going to give it a name of Aon_YouTube 25 June 2019. And then we'll create the flight sheet. Then we will, let me turn my cams back on here so you can see the display up there. Then we're going to go back over here to workers and choose the rig, the NVIDIA rig that's currently mining Beam. And we'll go to the rocket. I'm going to have to turn my cams off again, I think. Go to the rocket and then choose Aon. And then we're going to choose the flight sheet that we just created, which is this one right here. And then click apply. And now that flight sheet is now assigned to that rig. And what should happen, yeah, you can actually hear it. It's actually rebooting over there. This thing just refuses to focus. It's probably too dark, I guess. So it rebooted. All right, it didn't reboot. It reloaded the miner. That's what it did. And because the miner was already in there from last night, actually no, this is NVIDIA rig, but it probably was already in there because I've definitely mined Aon with this rig before. So because it was already in there, then it just reloaded it, shut down the previous miner, which was for Beam, and reloaded it and started it up for Aon. And you can see that whenever you're looking at the HiveOS console here, if you don't refresh, you see it looks like we're still mining Beam, right? So you have to refresh, hit this little refresh button up here, and then it changes over to, you know, whatever's currently going on the rig. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so we are mining. You know what, I didn't show you the power and stuff like that beforehand. But it was already mining an Equihash algo, which was Beam. So I am pretty sure it's probably going to be about the same. So I'm going to bring that up in a minute. I mean, you can see the power, the consumption up here, 589, but that's not at the wall. Okay, this right here is not exactly what's going on the rig. It'll be a little bit more than that. All right, just checking the chat real quick. All right, cool. Let's look at, let me show you guys what kind of power we're looking at right now. So we got the Kessel rig is the one that's on right now. And we're going to click on power usage over here. So it's 710 watts basically, right there. And you know, HiveOS is saying 589. So basically you have to add your motherboard, memory, processor, and all that stuff to whatever is listed here, because this is just showing you what your GPUs are using, right? So keep that in mind. So now we know it's 710 watts basically. So let's head over to, let's do some calculations here. So what kind of hash rate did we have? We had 1263 or 1.263 K souls. So let's put that in there. And I know it says hashes per second, but on the calculations for this, you just put the souls per second. So it was 1263. I think that's going to be right. And then power, we said it was like 710 watts. My power cost, utilities, is probably more like about 12 after taxes and fees and stuff. But I'll leave it as 10 cents for the, you know, the average. And then we'll click calculate. And it looks like with this little 6 GPU, this is a 10 series, you know, NVIDIA 10 series 6 GPU rig. It looks like it would get about 230 a day after power. And again, you know, if you guys have been watching me for a while, this is talking about if you're trading these coins in right away, right? But who does that? You know, most of us don't have to pay overhead, and we pay electric out of pocket. You know, we don't have employees and all that stuff. If you do, then, you know, you're probably going to mine, you might mine something else, you know, and then exchange it into Aon if you have to. But yeah, I mean, 230 a day isn't terrible. At least you know that you're not mining, you know, a complete dog of a coin, you know, something that's not worth anything and may not be worth anything. You know, in this case, that's not terrible. You know, compared to a couple of years ago, it's awful, but for right now, it's not that bad. You know, at least you're not in the red, right? And I believe that I already have, well, no, I do. I already have really good overclock set up on this particular algo. But I'll go over here to the overclock settings and show you guys that. Actually, you can just see it right there, I guess. I mean, I could just go, let me go to the rig and do it this way. That way you can see it better. Maybe not. Okay. Overview. Yeah, here you go. So, you know, here's the different GPUs, and here's all the settings that I currently have for each one. And apparently this, I don't know if it's just these settings or just my specific configuration, but apparently I get pretty good hash rates based on my hardware because my, let's see here. I would have to show you, let me show you, let me bring up the Hive shell so you can actually see the souls per watt. Apparently that's pretty high compared to most. So let me just show you that real quick. And again, whenever you have a monitor attached to the rig directly and you get this and you know that it's being displayed, you can just press Control D and then it'll get you back to where you need to be. Basically mirrors the screen. So right here I'm getting 2.14 souls per watt, and I've gotten it as high as like 2.2, 2.23 I think, but I think just the way that I have the power set up right now, it's getting 2.14, which is still apparently really good. So I don't know. So I showed you overclock, I showed you power, showed you how to mine it. Oh, I can show you also, this helps a lot too. If you go, once you get it configured, if you want to know what the miner options are, you can click miner actions up here and then go to miner config, and this will show you something similar to what you would see in like simple mining or Windows if you're configuring the miner. So all I did was I clicked miner actions, miner config, and then you have to click this little guy right here, and then it basically shows you the miner option string, right? So that's kind of helpful whenever it goes. Yeah, it's definitely the SATA risers. So this is really helpful whenever it goes to, you know, figuring out what your miner options should be. So this helps. I'm actually going to copy this and put it into the spreadsheet so that I can get it into the description of the video. I'm not going to put the overclocks in there because I showed you that in the video. Maybe I'll throw it on the description. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's see here. Save that. Oh, what I wanted to show you guys was, let's go back over here to HiveOS, if I can get that down. I want to show you, let's see if Bitcoin broke 12K yet. No. All right, what I was going to show you was, let's go ahead and go to the flight sheets. I'm going to switch it over to LOL Miner and show you the miner config. I think it'll work like this. Not like that. Okay, so I have to go back over here and miner config. Maybe. Oh wow, it's actually working, and that's on LOL miner. So it does actually work. That's kind of cool. I'm seeing accepted shares over there, so that's what I'm getting at. Come on. Usually it doesn't take that long to bring that up. There we go. Yeah, so this is what the miner config looks like for LOL miner, okay? So you can see that what I was saying last night is not true. It's not the personalization string. That's not what that little drop down is for. It's actually for that setting right there, which is coin, right? So I guess that this is enough information feeding to the pool in order to say, hey, I'm mining Aon, and that's it. And it's probably done with the coin, and that's probably how that personalization string gets sent to the pool to identify it by LOL miner. And this just kind of highlights a difference between different miners, right? So this is a LOL miner. We were looking at Gminer before. This uses an lolminer.conf file, configuration file, and this is what the settings are. So there you go. And I can show you, let me get into the rig. You know what, I'm curious of the hash rate, or the souls per second here. Okay, so it is much lower. Remember, it's like, that's almost half, right? Because it was getting 1.256, I think, or something like that, right? K with Gminer. So on NVIDIA, LOL miner is not great. What was I going to show you? I forget. Oh yeah. I was going to get into the rig so you could see it really well. Oh, come on. Yeah, see, so you can see shares accepted, all that mess down here. You can see LOL miner down there, so you know it's what we're actually looking at. Alright, so let me get this rig back on. Beam. And that is going to do it for me. That is going to be the end of the stream. Thanks so much for watching, hanging out, and talking, and all that junk. Thanks, Yasnik, for showing up and checking out another Aon video. Yeah, thanks a lot for everybody watching and hanging out. And make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and all that stuff, because it helps. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. You know, I've got something to give away, and actually Shuby, he also is going to donate a little bit too. So if I can get to 1,000 subs by this Sunday, then it's on. Until then, I don't know. I'm thinking. I mean, I've got. Let's do a refresh here. I got 876 right now. Okay, so I gained 3 in just a short amount of time. So that's cool. I appreciate it. Thanks for subbing, whoever did here. Let's see if I can see. It doesn't look like they subbed during the stream because it's not showing up over there. So anyway, yeah, thanks so much. If I can get to 1,000, it's on. But if not, then I don't know what I'll do. I'll have to postpone it or something. We'll see. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. I will see you guys next time. Tomorrow night, probably same time, all that stuff. We'll probably go through, we'll probably do maybe AMD on simple mining tomorrow for Aon. So check that out. Plus, I'll have a little bit of information about Aon at the front, kind of like I did tonight with the Equihash algorithm, a little bit of description of that. So I'll go into a little bit more, and then we'll get into the mining part, just so that each night it's not just mining, right? It's a couple other things. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay savage.